What if you could repurpose any content that you've highlighted in a book, a podcast, a web page into social media content and have it posted automatically to your social media profiles with human approval? Well, this short 5-step workflow in Relay does just that, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how it works. The workflow itself is built on relay.app, and it is my new favorite Zapier alternative, mainly because, as well as having all of these amazing integrations that you would expect from a Zapier alternative, as well as AI, it has got the ability to have a human in the loop step, meaning that I'm not just having AI content automatically posted to my Blue Sky profile or my LinkedIn page, I'm having to approve it manually. Still important, I think, when working with AI. But how am I gathering together all my highlighted content, whether it's a book or a podcast or even an article that I've read online? Well, that's where Readwise comes in, and Readwise is by far, definitely in terms of API integrations, the best tool to bring together all your highlights, whether that's on Kindle or frankly all over the place. You can bring in your highlights from many different locations into this single app, and actually it's built to help you resurface knowledge. So it provides a list of highlights each day that it thinks you might be interested in, so you can re-engage with and you can remember what you've read in the past. And so you take this list and you fetch it using the highlights endpoint here, and you get the API key from your own account, and this is what's being fed into my relay.app workflow. Now, I do also link my Readwise to my Obsidian knowledge base, but that's something for another video. So we go into my relay workflow. We're saying every day check Readwise, and I get all of this data back from my highlights. So my Readwise account is set to pick 5 highlights a day from what I've read, from what I've listened to. If you want to take highlights out of podcasts, I really recommend the app Snipped. That's what I'm using, and it sends them straight through to Readwise. Amazing, just all in the same location. And so I get my highlighted text, and then I'm feeding that in here. And so I'm saying you are an expert social media content writer, basic blah, 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 explaining what I need. Here are the highlights. And I'm taking the list of highlights out of Readwise. Then I put them through a manual approval process, and I can get this emailed to me, I can get it sent to me in Slack, and it just means that before anything goes out onto my Blue Sky account, I get to manually approve it. And we're using AI here to take, say, the 5 tweets and find the most interesting thing and rewrite it in my voice and post it to my social media profile. So that's amazing, isn't it? You've got 5 steps, and it's taking stuff that you find interesting, that your audience probably finds interesting too, and is repurposing it. And it's not just Blue Sky. Look, we've got all of these other integrations. I've not checked it, but okay, they don't have LinkedIn, but I believe that they've got Twitter. Do they have Facebook? They've not got Facebook, but you can set up your own API requests. So you could always send it through manually to the API, or you could send it through, if needed, to something like Zapier or a service that has slightly more integrations. But if I just go onto apps, you can see exactly the sort of in and output that you can have. So something else you could do here is, rather than publish it straight to Blue Sky, you could remove the approval step and you could just have it add it to a Google Sheet, and then you could handpick. You could handpick from 20 social posts generated every day based on your highlighted content, and just pick the best ones. And to put that into my workflow, I'd put those into Buffer so they get nicely spaced throughout the day. So this is it. This is amazing. If you've got any comments, got any ideas of how you could also use relay.app, let me know in the comments.